Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from New York City. You're watching live coverage of the WCS America Challenger League as we watch all these guys go to battle to try to make it into the Premier League. Of course, I'm axeltoss, joined by axslav. Before we jump into the last match of the night, of course, Taeja versus Illusion. Full Sail University, of course, is the official education partner of MLG. If you're looking for the next step in your educational path and you're into graphic design, video game production, video game design, stuff like that, check out fullsail.edu/MLG. See what they have to offer. They'll have you fill in some information about yourself, and then they'll send some information back at you, and you can find out if Full Sail is the proper fit for you. That being said, today has been completely awesome so far. I expected nothing less. Some great games, and of course, let's take a look at the bracket and see what's happened so far. This is the first half of the bracket again. We got eight matches total in the actually 16 matches total left in the Challenger League bracket stage. We've gone through 3 of them. Math is fun. And here's some of the results so far. Again, Top taking out Phoenix. He's going to be playing Apocalypse. Violet awaiting the result of Ian versus Major. That'll be played tomorrow. Ian versus Major, that is. Jim moving past Vibe. He's going to be facing off against Scarlet. And Sen waiting for the winner of State and Theognis. That will be played tomorrow. Of course, on the other half of the bracket, we have Nest T. Going to be waiting on is going to be playing actually Kapach. He took out Ghost User. A big surprise there for a lot of people. Suppy waiting on the result of Neeb Puck will be tomorrow. Illusion Taeja coming next winner. That will play Pult. That is an interesting prospect. The winner has to play Pult. That's a little bit tough. And of course XY versus the Muslim. That will happen tomorrow. And the winner will play the STC. So that being said, let's take a look at what's happened specifically today so far. Match 1 of the night, we had Major. Oh, actually, that's the match that's coming up tomorrow. These are the matches. Okay, this is the match for today. Vibe falling to Jim 0-2. Ghost User falling to Kapach 1-2. Top taking out Phoenix 2-0 in 2 games that I thought Phoenix was pretty darn far ahead. And now we have a treat. A lot of people have been waiting for this one. Illusion versus Taeja.
That's right. So far, the player on the right has won every single map, and Taeja, I think a lot of people, not every single map, every single series. And Taeja, I think a lot of people are really going to be favoring him as well. Taeja is an insanely talented player from Korea.
Oh,
He's basically...
Is that an understatement?
Yeah. This guy has won so many tournaments, 18 years old, and he's just amazing. He's absolutely amazing in almost every single matchup. A very scary, scary force to reckon with.
Yes.
Of course, going up against him is going to be Illusion.
Yeah, Illusion is a guy, again, one of those American heroes a lot of people like to call him. Again, he kind of burst onto the scene at 15 years of age, and then he qualified for IEM, and that's where he really made his name known. Of course, got a trip to the Global World Finals in Shanghai, of course, for the WCS Finals there. So he has definitely a lot of experience under his belt. Was on Quantic Gaming, made the move over to Mouse Sports, and this guy is good. He very nearly qualified for the round of 16 of the Premier League. He, if I remember correctly, yeah, he was in a group involving Alicia, Moonglade, and Maker. He got to the winners match against Alicia, and he almost beat Alicia. There was like one little mistake, but he ended up losing, and then he lost to Moonglade in the rematch. So a little bit heartbreaking there, but he defeated Maxed to get this point, but now he has to face off against Taeja. So this should be a great match here. I'm going to ask the players if they're ready. They're in the lobby right now, and again, guys, I'd like to remind you, hashtag WCS to get your tweet featured on stream. Join the Twitch chat if you're brave enough. Of course, I think we have some very handsome and scholarly mods in there to make sure everything's going okay. Of course, get on Team Liquid, get on Reddit, talk about these matches because it's we're having a lot of fun here. At least I am. Nick, I'm sure you are as well.
So many great matches here. One thing I'm interested to see is if Illusion can take down Taeja. I think a lot of people are saying it'll be an upset of the century, but you know, a little bit of okay. Looks like the game's gonna be started.
Yeah.
But something I want to point out is there's 2 players in WCS America who are transferring over from WCS Kodas, the Premier League of Korea. That was Hyun and Taeja. Yeah. And both of them transferred over to play in the Challenger Division, but Hyun didn't even make it through the qualifiers for the Challenger Division. He lost to Sage and Puck. Mm-hmm. So Hyun's one of those guys, I mean, he's gone second in the GSL Kodas finals, right? Or he's in the GSL Kodas, he's made the finals.
Yep.
And he lost to players like Puck and Sage, who are amazing players. Yeah. But that being said, you can see these American talents can take out the best of the world.
Theognis taking out Jadong. Suppy
right.
making a big run, and of course Moonglade and Snoot doing their stuff too. It's definitely possible. I mean, that was one of the storylines coming in here. You know, how will the Americans fare? And we've seen it's possible. Now, this is potentially David versus Goliath situation as I introduce these two players. Your Red Terran in the top left-hand location, representing Team Mouse Sports and hailing from the United States of America, defeated Maxed to get to this point. Barely didn't make the round of 16 of the WCS America Premier League. He is Illusion. Going up against one of the titans of the game. One of the best players to ever play STARCRAFT 2 without a doubt. He's on Team Liquid and he hails from Korea. Gave up Coda's spot to join WCS America, trying to make it to Premier League. He is Taeja. I talked to Illusion a little bit before this match started. I asked for his thoughts. And he was not a happy camper with his bracket draw. Max said Taeja and potentially Polt. But Illusion is a guy who is a fierce competitor. He has builds prepared. And now we're going to see how they work. Because there's a difference between doing a build in practice and doing it against one of the best players in the world.
That's such a good point.
Live, too.
And he actually, I mean, he took down Maxed.
Yep.
And Maxed is one of the top couple players from China, which has some of the most talented players in StarCraft 2. So taking out Maxed proves that Lucian can play with the very, very best in the world. Both players here denying the SCV scout from their opponents.
I was reading Twitter a little bit. I know a lot of people stayed up late in Europe to watch this match. So shout out to you Europeans staying up late. Also shout out to any Americans watching, and happy Memorial Day to you. Of course, Illusion versus Taeja. This is it. We'll see what happens. So, Aklon Waste is going to be the starting map. And this is a map characterized by safe expansions, I think might be a good way to say it. One of those maps that's definitely more receptive to macro-based play, taking lots of expansions, and maybe trying to outread your opponent a little bit. But with TBT, there's always the element of that early game play. Whether a player decides to go for a factory, a starport, tries to go for Hellbat drops, Widow Mine drops. Right here, we're seeing Taeja going economic minded, going for a very fast command center. Meanwhile, Illusion going for a factory first. And Taeja actually doing a build that Polt was using all the time.
The build Taeja's doing is extremely popular among the best in Korea.
Yep.
It's the safest way to expand early. In Wings of Liberty, there was the ability to get the command center before you get any gas, but due to how powerful early Reapers can sometimes be, and there's always a chance your opponent will just make a bunch of Reapers and send them at you, you really want to get that reactor up as fast as possible on that barracks, and also be able to follow it up with the factory and get your tech up in time so you can get a Viking out to deal with Cloak Banshee or Widow Mine drop, etc. So Taeja doing a very safe expansion build. Illusion, his expansion is actually not much later than Taeja's, and he's put on the low ground, so it's going to be pretty equal in economy, but Illusion with a little bit of a faster tech. We'll see how that can come into play. Also going for the armory straight into Hellbat drop.
Yeah, that only means one thing. I guess Proxy Thor, maybe, but no, in this case, it's definitely going to be Hellbat drops here from Illusion. Taeja needs to be able to identify this. I love the placement of that armory, by the way, right in between the main and the natural expansion, tucked on the left-hand side of the map. Of course, that SCV might be terrified in making that armory because he's very close to dropping off the edge of Aklon Wastes. I would not want to be an SCV making a building on the edge of a map. I'll say that much.
Very scary proposition.
Oh, there's a scan. Didn't see the armory.
Oh,
it does.
Just barely in range of that notch here. That's a great move for Taeja. He knows what to expect. Of course. Oh, nice use of the Widow Mine there to take out a Hellion, damage the other one.
Cool. So, I mean, that's essentially why his expansion was a little bit more delayed. He wanted to get those Widow Mines out a little bit faster. And we're kind of seeing why there. It pretty much shuts down that initial aggression. But Taeja, he spots weakness. He's going to be pushing across the map here.
He saw the armory, so he knows Illusion's going straight for the Hellbats. But this push out, you know, I don't think he's going to anticipate the backup Widow Mine. So he can use the scan, take out this front Widow Mine. But then when the backup Widow Mine hits him too... I
would almost lift that guy up if I'm Illusion.
Well, he has nothing that outranges it, so he'll get at least one kill and force a scan at the very least.
That's true.
Of course, Taeja's going to go around it Medevac spots it though.
Oh, he's going to drop on top of the Hellions. Great move here from Illusion. Taking down 2 Hellions immediately. Now we have 2 Medevacs side by side. One with a bunch of Marines inside from Taeja, but Illusion lurking behind with the Hellbats. It's all going to come down to Micro here. The Hellbats doing a lot of damage, and Illusion picks him up, saves him, drops him in his natural expansion, taking down a lot of Marines. Look at how cost efficient Illusion is being here.
Oh man. He lost 1 Hellbat, but he took out the entire Marine squad.
Wow.
And almost all the Hellions as well. Now there's a few more Hellions coming into the main. Oh, SCVs.
If Illusion... Oh no, the SCVs are lining up the Hellions, trying to get those money volleys up. Desperately trying to split is Illusion, but that might be exactly what Taeja
needed. The SCVs are so low in life. 1 Hellion here.
Oh gosh, the Hellion try to get dropped down. Fancy little micro here from Taeja, just trying to get a shot off out of time. And look at that, very fancy indeed. Taeja trying to get some more workers killed, getting a couple more it looks like, and Illusion having a hard time dealing with this.
Overall, though, he hasn't really lost too many workers, and he's totally slaughtered a majority of Taeja's forces there.
Yeah.
The military losses have been almost none for Illusion here. If we take a look at units lost, you can see that 900 resources lost for Taeja,
yep.
300 for Illusion. Of course, most of that 300, it was 4 SCVs and 1 Hellbat is what that 300 resources is. So, yes, he's lost a few SCVs, but he now has an army advantage. What can he do with it? He can send it across the map and needs medevacs and see if he can do some damage of his own. 2
medevacs going across the map here. 1 heading toward the natural expansion, 1 heading towards the main base. They both have Ignite afterburners able to be used. Taeja needs to be perfect with splitting away those SCVs. There is a bunker at the natural expansion. What a great addition there for Taeja. And now we're going to watch as Illusion sends these drops in. 1 medevac going to be scurrying away from that Viking. The other one just backing away from the natural. So Taeja just saying, you know what? Get out of here, Illusion. I want nothing to do with your Hellbat drops.
Some great defense here so far by Taeja. But on Illusion, on the other hand, recognizes the skill of defense and pulls back before taking any losses. So still a very nice game from both sides. And both players are going to play Mech here.
Wow, very interesting developments so far in this game. Taeja, Illusion. Game 1, Aquilon Waste. Guys, get on Twitter, get on Team Liquid, get on Reddit. Talk about these matches. We're having a lot of fun here on this Monday evening. New York City. And now we have pretty equal supplies here from both these players. Taeja a little bit up, 89, 90 to 86. Looks like he's sending a bit of a drop across the field here with 4 Hellions inside. Illusion needs to be able to identify this. The 2 Mine's not there anymore from earlier.
Oh, he sent those across the map, and now the natural is maybe slightly vulnerable. No, great micro on SCVs, minimizing losses there, and the Vikings should drive that medevac away.
Yeah, it's going to be heading out of there, and I think, yeah, the Widowmines were sent across the map. They're now posturing just outside the natural expansion of Taeja as we see the 2 Vikings take down the medevac. These SCVs might be very unlucky, or they might be very lucky.
One thing to note that's very important, Illusion, of course, has been cutting SCV production, never got a 3rd command center. Instead, he went up to 4 barracks very fast, constantly producing now double reactors. He's massing a ton of Hellbats, and he's taking air control with Vikings. If he can have the superior air control, he can use the Hellbats combined with medevacs to drop on his opponent's tanks. So we're going to see a 2-base mech timing attack versus a 3-base mech macro.
Widowmine heading straight to the 3rd base there of Taeja, and now Illusion knows exactly what's going on now. This is Aquilon Waste. Again, a map where taking a 3rd base can be pretty easy to hold it. But when you're talking about a Terran player who's going for just Hellbats and medevacs with a lot of Vikings up above, I mean, it becomes a lot more difficult because you don't necessarily have as extreme of a defender's advantage as you're going to have medevacs from your opponent literally dropping on top of your army. So Taeja, if he can hold off this attack without too many losses, is going to be in a great position.
That's right. Taeja has about 15 to 20 more SCVs than his opponent, and that's but Illusion actually is 10 food ahead, which means he's got 30 more food in army and it's all across the map right now.
Wow, okay, so this is it for Illusion. He's trying to go for it right here, right now, setting a medevac, dropping on top of these Hellions. Again, every little kill you can get. Wow, even the Widowmine getting some more damage done. Every little kill you can get. Every unit is so important for both these players.
And it has denied Taeja's vision. He doesn't notice attack coming. Oh. He's not in siege mode.
Oh, the tank's coming up. Taeja a little bit late on the siege. Illusion going to take advantage, dropping the Hellbats on top of the tanks of Taeja, and the Hellbats storming forward here. SCVs being pulled, but SCVs against Hellbats are no good. Illusion has the supply lead, 126 to 76. Illusion might have done it in game 1 here.
Oh man, he's absolutely ravaging all of Taeja's bases. Hasn't been able to get up into the production. But the natural has been ravaged. The 3rd base has Hellbats killing SCVs over there. And now he's into the natural of Taeja. Taeja, every unit that rallies out is going to be just instantly shelled by the siege tanks.
Wow, you can tell Illusion has been practicing. He designed this build to go up against Taeja for this map. And there's the GG. Illusion taking game 1 over Taeja. I had a feeling that could happen, but again, I don't know if I can explain properly how big that is. Illusion, the American, taking out Taeja, a Code S level Korean. And now Illusion is up 1-0.
You know what was so amazing about that is how long he's able to hide that build for.
Yeah.
The Widow Mines gave him total map control, denied Taeja's vision for such a long time, and also it was very creative build. You see, there's a good number of 2-base mech pushes against Protoss and against a Terran going bio, because you anticipate the bio player would be too greedy, you get too many Hellbats and you just kill them. We saw the Muslim do that as well earlier. But in a mech versus mech situation, there's usually the gentleman's agreement, I'm just going to make siege tanks and Vikings, you'll do that on both macro.
Right.
And that's what Taeja thought. He was cranking out SCVs 3 at a time, but his factories were so delayed because of the SCV in 3rd Command Center.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I have more Hellbats, so I'll just march them across the map and kill you.
Wow, a great play there from Illusion, a very cool build indeed. He is 1 win away from advancing to the next round of the Challenger League bracket stage. Guys, stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. Game 2 coming up between Taeja and Illusion.